Hello and welcome to Krista So Crafty. My name is Krista and we are going to continue on with the Cricut Design Space beginner series by talking about shapes. On the left hand side you will see the feet button that's called shapes. If you click on that, it has a lot of different shapes now. When I first joined Cricut there was, I think, maybe 8, so there's absolutely a lot now, which is great. A few things I want to point out in here. So these are all free. Any of these ones in this section here are all free. If you have a subscription to Design Space, to Cricut, then you get all of these ones for free as well. So in this video, I will talk about these ones here. The very first one you see is a line. Now that's just not a straight line. That is a line that is going to give you a score mark. So if let's say you're making a Christmas card or a birthday card, and you want to make the card so that it folds in half. This feature, when it's used, allows you to put that there, and if you have the proper tool, will allow the Cricut machine, when it's cutting out the page, to put a score line so you know exactly where to fold it. If we go back into shapes, these are all just different shapes that you can use. Now, one of the most useful shapes that I find, two of them actually, are the square and the circle. There's lots that you can use in here, but those I think you'll find the most useful. Let's say I wanted to make a picture frame. And so I'm going to take a square and I'm going to use that to make like a template so that I can make my design fit within that area, so that when I cut it out or print and cut, then I know it's going to fit exactly in the space that's needed. So the first thing I'm going to do, like you saw, I clicked on here, I just clicked on my square. I'm going to unlock this so that I can make my square the size I need it. I'm going to go up to the size section and I'm going to highlight the width. Now let's say I want to make a 5x7 picture that I'm going to put in a 5x7 frame. So I'm going to put my size to be 5. I'm going to click 5 and now I'm going to press tab and move over to the height and press 7 and then press enter. This now gives me a frame that is 5 inches by 7 inches. And I'm just going to go and change it to white. It really makes no difference. It's just, for me, it works better with my eyes. So now that I have this white frame, now I can bring in any image that I want. Let's say, let's go back to this gnome. He's just too cute. So we'll use this gnome. And now I can bring him in and I can make him the size that I want, and knowing full well that he is going to fit within the frame. Now, if your frame is 5x7, but there's a inset piece, then you would want to make that frame just a little bit smaller. So you know, in a photo frame, it has that little piece that comes in. So let's just make another little square, unlock it, and I'm going to type in 4.75 by 6.75, just so that it's a little bit smaller. And I'm just going to change it to a light gray. And now, well, you know what, that might still be too big. You know, because there's that little section. So if I change that to 4.50 and this to 6.50, okay, so now you think, oh no, I've lost my gnome. Don't worry, see, he's still here. This gray piece is now over top of him. So if I go and have the gray piece selected and I click on arrange, I can choose send to back and it sends it to the back, but now it's put it behind the white. It's kind of a system, right? So now, just to make sure that everything is lined up, I'm going to select both. So what I'm doing is I'm just dragging over top of both the white and the gray blocks, and I'm going to choose align, and I'm going to say center. This gives me an even space all the way around, so when I put my design on top, it will be there. Now, This little guy is clear, so he's just the outline, and we can tell that by over here it's just a basic cut. So that's why when I put him over top of here, he's turning gray. So if you wanted to, you could change the background to a yellow or a red or a purple, whatever color. And then there you would have it. So then at this point in time, you know that your little gnome is the size you want it to be. So now you would move him out of the way, and you can either delete these two by clicking on the X, highlighting them and clicking the X, or you can click on the eye right beside the square and it will hide it for you so you can use it at another time. And so basically you can do the same type, and then let me finish this. So at this point in time, you would go ahead and click on Make It and continue on, right? So you would cut it out, place it on your picture frame, and you'd be good to go because you would know that it would be the correct size to fit on that frame. This goes for the other ones as well. I mean, you can, let's play with the heart for a second. All right, so if you wanted to, you could take this heart, and we'll change it to red for Valentine's Day. And so the other thing you can do is you can put multiple hearts together. So you can either go back down to shapes and choose another heart and change it, or because you've already got the color, and let's say I want this going this way, I've got the color and the size of the heart that I want, but I want to make another one. So with that selected, I can go over to duplicate and click on that, and it will make another heart that is exactly the same dimension, size, color, everything as the first one. So let's say I wanted to change that heart to a pink, and I want it facing the other way, so I'm going to go here and choose flip horizontally, and now I can stack them together and make a whatever, two hearts together, if that's what it is you were wanting to do. Now, the other thing you can do is with your heart selected, if you right click on your mouse, you get different options. So you can cut, copy, paste, duplicate, delete, send to the back, move forward, which are also all the different options that you have up here or over here. Again, it's just another shortcut. Okay. And I don't know, what else can I show you about these? So let's say you were making a card. So I'm just going to move all of these out of the way, and I'm going to bring in a shape. So I'm going to bring in a square, I'm going to unlock it, and I'm going to make it to 4 by 8. So now I want to make a card that's going to flip over, you know, like a teepee style card. So first things I'm going to do is change this to a white. And so this is the base of my card. I can go back under shape and click on this line. And remember how I told you before, if you click on the shift button, it would allow you to move the letters closer and whatnot without skewing it? Same goes here. If I just click on this arrow and start turning it, I have to make sure I get this exactly. See it? I can't do it. I can't get it to there. I have to be very, very slow moving with my mouse to get it to that position. So if I click on undo, I just wanted to show you this. Okay, so now it's back up and down. If you click on your shift button and then click on the down arrow, see how it's moving in increments? And those, now I can move it so it's totally horizontal and it's perfectly aligned that way. So I don't have to guess whether it's right, even or not, okay? So now all I do is I just take this and I move it across my picture, line it up, and then select both the card and the square or the score line, and then we're going to go up to align and center. And that makes sure that this score line is right dead center of that, so that when we cut it out and use our scoring wheel, it will put that score line right there, which will make it easier for us to fold our card. Now, what you also need to do, not just like to do, but what you need to do is you need to attach those two together. If you don't, let me detach that and hide these first, just delete those for a second. If I don't attach those and I click on Make It, my score line is going to be on one page and my card is going to be on another, and that's not what we want. So click Cancel. Select the two and go down to the bottom right and choose Attach. Now, if I go and click Make It, I have my card with my dotted line, which is the score line, on one. You'll see there's only one mat. So now it's going to score it and then it will cut it, which is what we want it to do. I think for now that's it. Don't be scared to play around with some of these shapes that are in here and see what you can come up with. There's lots of fun things you can do with them. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope this was informative, and keep watching out for more beginner Cricut Design Space series coming up in the future.